First of all, I got my brothers here, Ron and Rod, and the mystery man. He has a name there as well, so I don't know if I'm supposed to say the mystery name or not. I want to thank everybody for being here this morning, this evening, and tonight. We got people from 8 a.m. in California all the way to 1 a.m. in Australia and everywhere in between. This is the most exciting and the most fun I've had in my entire life. I'm just so overjoyed to work with great partners, a great company, great people. You always know when you're on the brink of something special, you can feel it. You can feel the excitement, the enthusiasm, the energy. You can feel the chemistry. Many of you who are athletes, you know what it's like to have that certain feeling where you just can't lose, where you know that even if you're down, the score is low, you're still going to come back, even though where it's just like, you know the ball is going to bounce your direction. You're going to get the call you need. You're going to get the victory. And that's the feeling that we have right now with this great organization. I want to thank everybody for making a decision on faith. Granted, the decision was to say yes to a free invite, but of the 500 that are on right now, all of you are special. All of you are talented. All of you are skilled. Many of you are protecting a six-figure income in the direct sales network industry. Many of you are breaking away from your businesses as an entrepreneur. Many of you are putting your family's special time on pause to build something here. And we're absolutely grateful for your decision to be a part of what we're doing. We got something very, very exciting, something that tens of thousands of people have already said yes to in 120 different countries. I'm going to bring on my partners here and just check in with them. I want to see what's their vibe. What's their vibe check, as they say these days? What's the pulse your way? Let's jump down to Dallas, Texas. Our CEO, Rod Larson. What's the pulse your way?
Things are super exciting. I'm just sitting here, watch the count go up. We're at 8 seats left. So folks, if you are on the call and you have somebody who cannot join,
it's gone.
You're going to have to be super creative right now and figure out a way to three-way call with your speakerphone on so they can hear messages and join us in some other way, because we have tapped out the full seat arena here. It's exciting.
So, Ron, tell us about what you've been seeing, just the calls you've been doing, the conversations you've been having. What's the overall energy your way with Shopley? The people, the leaders you've been on the phone with, the vendors you've been on the phone with. Give us a pulse check.
Yeah, you bet. So we're going to talk today about vendors. We're kicking the door open today to grab what we call the beta vendors. We'll be talking about that in a minute. Many of you have, I've had the pleasure of being on the phone on three-way calls to help us all learn how to talk to vendors and get going with vendors. And so I would estimate now probably north of 50, 60 calls, unique calls, right? Multiple calls with some of them talking to vendors. So we are very, very close to being able to kick that open. Today, some of the emails will go out and we'll be doing a request. So the energy is huge. The desire to jump on as a vendor is huge. All of you here as leaders are starting to learn the vernacular and learn the skill set to talk to vendors in a way that you've never had an opportunity to do before. So it's been a real joy to talk through it with each of you that I've had a chance to, and see it light up in your eyes. So for me, the energy is really sort of doubled up. All of you as leaders love it, and you're learning it, and it's exciting, and it's happening. And then the vendors are thinking, wow, this is an incredible opportunity. So very, very exciting time.
Same question over to Ron Williams over there in Utah. Tell us what's going on your way, the conversations, the energy, the early vendors, the leaders, the countries you've been talking to.
Well, the word that comes to mind is windshield, guys. We've got all of our success in front of us. That's why the windshield is so huge. The rearview mirror is so small. So look, guys, we're uniting. We're doing something that no one has ever done. We're touching new grounds right now. And I got to tell you, to see the response, to see these people all over the world jumping in and unifying the way that they are in a commerce conversation and a decentralizing commerce conversation, It's super powerful, guys. And what a pleasure it is to work with you, Nick, with you, Rod, and our surprise guest who's on here today with us as well. We're very blessed. You're on today and you're listening. You're up in the middle of the night. High five to you, because that's what it's all about right now, folks. It's about sacrifice. It's not about comfort. Opportunity is very disruptive. So I love that we have a vision, guys, a big vision. We'll kind of live into it and step into it as we get going. But right now, it's very much marching orders. What are we doing? What mechanics are we executing day to day to day to day? Today's call is going to tee us all up to do just that. So Nick, back to you, bud.
Okay, let's talk invitations. Invitations first. So we've got 7 days left and change, 7.5 days, let's call it, until the end of the cutoff of our free invitation period and before we move into enrollment. So what is it that we should be doing right now? We should be looking at your numbers. You should be like, all right, I'm at 7 invitations. How do I go to 70? I'm at 70 invitations. How do I go to 700? Everybody should have the mindset of 10xing their invitation process, or not the process, but their number. Everybody should look at their number and add a 0 between now and 7 days from now. Where are you at right now? Everyone do a little snapshot. Take a look. Snapshot your dashboard. Snapshot in your mind. Feel free, by the way, to put it in the Q&A. I'd love to know what number you're at for your entire organization, your entire chain referral, your community. We got 300. Who else is out there? That's out of Malaysia. 332 countries. We got 28, 119, 408, 438, 125, 83. Who else wants to share? India, 255. Great job, India. 4 in 2 countries, 22. Who else wants to share? Anyone else want to share a number of where you're at? You got to take that number from 83 to 830, from 4 to 40, from 22 to 220, from 47 to 470, from 27 to 270, from 3 to 30. We got 7 days to take your invitations from where they're at times 10 so that you have a rocket that you're launching on the 15th of next week. So what is it going to take in order to do that? What are some tips? We got an announcement here in a second, but let's talk about tips, strategies, what's working. Ron, what's working your way for your guys that are literally going exponential? What's working for them? We got 1,137 in 67 countries. Shout out to Michael in Germany. So let's have Ron sound off for a second on this.
Yeah, guys, listen, don't become desensitized. I know that our industry, our profession, sometimes it all sounds the same. This is not the moment to be desensitized. This is the moment to be alive, awake, and paying very present to the opportunity that's at hand. Think of this invite system, folks. How often do companies have such a sophisticated, simple invite system like this that monitors and follows up and tracks and reports and all those things? It's for free. So folks, take advantage of it right now. This is a week of miracles right now. This is it. So take advantage of this beautiful system that you all have, because I'm going to say 99% of our profession does not have a system like this. You do. Take advantage of it.
How about same question to you, Mr. Rod Larson? Over to you for a second. Shout out Trav, 1,358 countries, just getting started. What a rock star.
You know, I'm just FYI, folks, I'm going to open up the chat so that I can send messages and little recaps just so that everyone can see it. It'll be closed chat, so we maintain anonymity. All right. And I'll just be sending little recaps from the statements that we see or hear from people here on the Zoom. So, you know, my feeling really is at this moment, the difference between today and a week from today for many of us in this Zoom will be potentially that which sets you up for years to come as a team, as a family, you know, for your future business. Now is the time to push down on the accelerator, to speed up your effort, to speed up your motion. And I think it's critical to remember that we're not talking simply about addition. It's one thing for me to go from, you know, from 1 to 10, right? But now we need everyone in that group of 10 to go from 1 to 10 as well. We need everyone to be multiplying at a 10x, as you said, Nick. And so we ask you to do that really on your behalf, your own behalf, because I think what you'll end up finding is those that put that in right now, take a breath, take a drink of water, do whatever you need to right now, and push down on the accelerator, because it will set you up for the future.
Thank you, buddy. I'm gonna actually answer the question that just came in here for 2 seconds. If you've been invited to this and you actually have not watched any of the videos, I apologize because you're on an executive announcement webinar. So some of this or all of it's not going to make any sense to you. And whoever that connected you to us should absolutely have you looking at a 3-minute video and then a 25-minute video of what Shoply is. I'll give you a 90 seconds worth. Shoply is a global platform that will be in over 150 countries in day one, uniting vendors of both physical products and digital products to the best team builders in the direct sales network marketing industry and social media influencers who are looking for products every day to do live commerce with. And a lot of them are brought together by the best business development people in the world who are getting paid to bring those vendors onto the platform. So there's 4 ways to make a 6 or 7 figure income. It's the best I can do in 60 seconds or less. But for those of you guys who jump past just some basics, once we're done, join our Telegram channel or go to our Shoply YouTube channel. There's about 50 videos on Shoply YouTube. We can get you caught up ASAP. For everybody else, we got to move at the speed of trust with your people that need to say yes to these invitations. You got to be getting down into depth. You got to be working with the person, your 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th wave, sharing with them how they can get their first 5 to 10 invitations. You should be running. In fact, I'm going to reverse this. Any of you who have got 10 to 20 people that have said yes to a free invitation, and you haven't run a private snapshot with the person you're working with, schedule it immediately. There should be private snapshots going on every hour. Literally every hour, private snapshots should be happening inside of each person's group of 10 to 20. So find if you've already got 10 yeses, 15 yeses, 20 yeses, there should be daily as a company, we run 2 a day. So for the folks that are saying, hey, you know what, I haven't seen a snapshot yet. As a company, we run them twice a day. We're going to run one in 42 minutes, and we're going to run another one tonight in 8 hours, right? So we're constantly running these. It's up to you guys to make sure the people that are saying yes to the invite are getting to the videos. They're watching the recorded snapshots or they're watching the live snapshots. Because saying yes to a free invitation doesn't get the job done. Saying yes, inviting others, and then learning what it is they're saying yes to, that's the most critical component. Saying yes is good, but knowing what you're saying yes to in that same day, that's critical. So we're going to make an announcement here, and I'd love to have Ron comment on this announcement. So guys, here's a quick announcement that we're excited to make. As of right now, you maybe have already noticed, if you go into your dashboard, we've opened up from 10 invitations for everybody to 20 invitations at a time. So everybody should have just had a bunch of new invitations unlocked. Go fill those invitations up with new invites. Number 2, every time you invite someone who says yes, they're going to get 20 to start. We've now expanded this from 10 to 20 in order for us to go from where we're at today to double, to triple, to quadruple in the next week. Ron, what are your thoughts on the expansion from 10 invites to 20? Any advice for anybody out there?
Well, I think Rod touched on it, because when you talked about the gas and the brakes, the difference between leadership and not, guys, is one simple thing. When a leader is confronted with challenge, he hits the gas. When somebody else, they hit the brakes. This is a time to hit the gas. You have 1 week leading into it. The difference is gas or brakes. And there's no secret to it, guys. You either put the pedal to the metal or you sit back and you watch. So this declaration the company is making with you and on behalf of you is a declaration of power, of abundance, of success, and uniting people from around the world into commerce that never sleeps, leveraging the global economy indiscriminately to every single doorstep 24/7. So how fun is this, guys? Take advantage of this gesture by the company. It's a declaration coming inside out. Let's go. And by the way, many of you asked for this. You got it.
Well done. So here we go. We've added invitations. It's game time. We've given you the tool set to scale and expand, to go from 10 VIP registrations to 100 in the next 7 days. This is that call to action for every one of you out there to position yourself, your family, your friends, your business associates. This is the business that's going to change your life in 2025. We've got 5.5 months left of this year. We're going to take the next couple weeks to learn, to get this thing going. We're going to take the next couple months to explode this through pre-launch. In 2025, when we officially launch Shoply, it's everything's in place, everything's working, all the tech's rocking. We're going to be on a call August 2025. And some of you are going to be in a position where your life is never the same because of the decisions you're making right now, because of the excitement and purpose, intentionality you're bringing to the table right now. Your life is never going to be the same 2025 in August. Again, I know a lot of you got to get caught up on information. I'm just glad you're here. Let's make sure we get you into the Shoply videos, into the Telegram group, looking up everything you need to so that you can make sure you don't get stuck in analysis paralysis or just not knowing what it was you said yes to. We're going to pivot here for a moment. We're going to talk a little bit about early vendors. I know everyone's vendor hungry, vendor crazy. We got vendor insanity going out there. And we've been inside the technology. We've been testing, some mock vendors. We've been checking out how the vendors will enroll and update their stuff and build out their store or build out their shop, right? So build out your shop on Shoply, right? And we've got a couple things to talk about right now. Number one, we have had several early nominations for products that are reusable and consumable and reusable that we're going to say yes to allow these vendors to get in and start breaking the technology for vendors. Before we open up to everybody else, we want our friendliest insider vendors inside pushing buttons, figuring out what's not working. Guys, we're a tech company. Every tech company in the world has beta. Every tech company in the world invites people in early. We got to figure out how to make it perfect or as close to perfect as we can over the next upcoming several months. So Rod, talk to us about not the second piece, just this first piece, early vendors, few dozen, anything you want to share on this idea?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me give you a snapshot of what I think the premium, the right type of early vendor is. All right. So I will highlight for 2 seconds what the process will be as we mature in just a short while as it relates to vendors onboarding. It will be a self-guided process where you will be able, as an influencer pro, to direct potential vendors directly to a landing page, funnel page, where they can get all of their questions answered in sequence. They can choose to get more info on contracts or processes or whatever it is, but they can go through that process, make the choice, and then self-guide themselves onto the platform. Right now, in beta phase, we'll be able to take the first, let's say, 25, even up to 50 vendors as we get ready to go forward. And the premium vendor, in my mind, is a vendor that has physical products that they want to sell on the platform. Of course, we'd like to see those products be those that we might call or have referred to as an anchor product, meaning they are something that is super desirable to you as the person inviting them or the influencer pro bringing them to the table. Number two, they have really great price points. Number three, they have really great margins. And number four, the product is consumable. Therefore, you have a reorder process for you and for your team as we initially start to grow. So physical products, and not just physical products, but those types of vendors that have the ability right now to fulfill, or they have a 3PL company that's fulfilling their product. So they're self-serving, right? So we want them to be able to come on, get the information to us, then we'll help them upload, if necessary, their products through the back office or the platform that they would use on an ongoing basis. So if I were out there right now in your position, and here's the call out, this is the call out to each of you here, and I'm going to give you expressly a strong invitation, especially if you don't even live in the United States or the UK, if you live in a far-flung place right now, if you're calling in from Curacao, if you're calling in, if you're joining us from Philippines, Sweden, wherever you are, remember, we are crowdsourcing every portion of what we do here at Shoply, which means each of you as influencer pros will have the opportunity to invite vendors. Find a vendor that has the description that we've just talked about. Digital products, yes, course creators, things that will be very interesting and have an actual market price and a market value. We'll be able to launch those immediately upon opening up on 8/15. Beta vendors, those are physical vendors that can receive an order from the system, fulfill the order, and report back the fulfilling of that order. Okay, so those are the two that we're working on right now. It's too early to go for service providers or app-related vendors. We're working specifically on physical vendors and digital vendors right now. So hopefully, Nick, that answers the first question. Each of you on the call, if you don't have a vendor in mind, wherever you live right now, along with sending out more invites and getting your team expanded 10x, take a moment and say, what product do I know of here in my country that I wish was on this platform right now? And then we will be sending out an email to you and a call for vendor submission. It's a very simple process. I'm going to hit you back, Nick, and let you ask me the Q&A on that.
Pause you there. First of all, I want to shout out Sir, man, it's so hard for me to say this name. I asked him twice in the call last time I talked to him, and he didn't actually answer the question. I don't know how to pronounce his name. In India, Srinivas. Srinivas said he just filled the new 20 invitations we just opened to him. Brother, you're unstoppable. He already activated 20 new ones in the last 10 minutes that we just turned on for him. I want to give everybody a call to action in the chat box. If you've never seen the 3-minute sizzle video, you don't know where the YouTube channel is, you've never watched the full snapshot, I just put it into the chat box. Those of you guys that already know, don't worry about it. But people were like, hey, I got a free invitation, but I don't know to what. Check all that out. I'll throw the Telegram invitation in there in a second. Let's circle back to Rod here. So Rod, we've picked 20 to 30 early vendors. They're consumable, reusable. We're going to give them a process starting today. Now, everyone hear this next part very specifically. If you are a digital course creator, if you are a digital course creator, you have digital courses already done, they're already ready, you want to get in, you want to start testing. Here's what your next step is. You're not going to get access immediately to the platform. We're going to give you a process so you can begin your paperwork so that you can get access to the platform in the next few days. You're not going to get access today. You're not going to access tomorrow. I'm comfortable even saying Monday, but let's talk about this here with Rod. Rod, what is it we need digital course creators to do next? Is there an address, the email? What is it that you want from them?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna just let you know what the process is for everyone, but let's focus as if it's just digital. So we live in a new world where there are very strong requirements from various governments about the information that vendors have to provide when they come onto a platform like this. This should help you understand just how seriously we take our business, our mutual business with you. So a vendor, when they come on, they've got to submit their corporate information, the names of all the contacts, tax numbers, etc. That information needs to be submitted, whether you're a digital vendor or a physical vendor. So there is a process for that to happen. And we will be asking you to submit an email. And I'm just going to throw it out there in just a minute. I'll put it on the chat so that everyone can see it. Let's kick the door open here. understand this, digital vendors, you're going to be able to, once approved, everyone that follows the process of submitting the information, getting the clarification, our support team will get back and forth to you on next steps during this startup process for vendors and digital vendors, okay? They will lead you down the road of what you need to do next, what you need to submit next, and then they will open up the platform, if you will, give you your dashboard as a digital vendor, and then as a selected initial beta vendor, we will open up the platform for you to begin to enter your product information, your digital course information, all of that. Nick, does that answer your question?
It does, it does. And I know they kind of go to the same place. So I think the best way to do this, Rod, if I can make a suggestion, is in the subject header. Unless you already have something in the subject header you want from them, I would put digital course creator and subject header. Let's make it a requirement. In fact, if you don't, you might get left behind in the beta. That's the way, because Rod's team is going to search subject header, digital course creator. And that way we can separate digital course creators into one grouping, Rod. So you give them the email address you want them to email, and then tell them the subject line is digital course creator. Your team will get 20, 30, 40, 100 emails. And those guys can be a part of the early onboard over the next few days. What are your feelings on that?
Yeah, I'm just going to cut and paste the body of the email that I want you to send right into the chat line, folks. And let's get going. Let's kick it open. Just understand that the process for selecting vendors, digital vendors and physical vendors, is selection, right? We need to have the right vendors, the right start to make sure we have a full test on the system with you. We're partnered with you in the beta process. We want to make sure that we select correctly. So submit, absolutely submit to to the email address I'm going to send you, right? And the exact email, I'm going to ask you to forward that to potential vendors. And these would only be digital vendors, digital course creators, and then, those vendors that fit the model that I just described for physical. Let's go.
Okay, so you guys have an action item here. If you are a digital product vendor or a digital course creator, we're going to let you get in there early, start pushing buttons. You won't get in today, but it's going to ask you for your paperwork of what it is that your business model is, etc. So we're going to get you an email address. We're going to get you the stuff that we're going to need from you. And most importantly, if you are a digital vendor, just put in the subject line, digital course creator or digital vendor. We're going to search the word digital so that we can separate you and get you in there. Okay. Ron, anything else you got on vendors? Not Rod, but Ron, anything else you want to share on vendors? You've been quiet there for a second. I'd love to have you dive back in. Anything you want to share?
Me?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah, we got lots of them piling in, guys. Everybody wants in right now. We're so excited to see the exchange happening. Look, and we're just beginning. So work with us, be patient, be aggressive, be all the things you're being right now. But we're doing it. I give Rod Larson a high five with the team behind the scenes that are putting in all the effort right now, Nick. You as well for a lot of the detail that goes into this. Appreciate the work, guys. So get your vendors ready, man. This is going to be fun.
Okay, so let's talk really quickly calendar, and then we're going to bring on RK to do a little incentive plan rally of what are the pieces you really need to know and need to be focused on. While we're doing that, I want to ask everyone to send out 2 invites right now. While I pull up some calendaring stuff, I want all of you guys to pull up 2 invites. Go ahead and go to your phone and invite 2 people right now. Doesn't matter who they are. Go invite 2 people. And when you sent 2, I want you to put in the Q&A, I'm done. My buddy Ralph out there, I won't say from where, because I'll just say, my buddy Ralph, he said, I just sent 20 messages while on the Zoom. That's what leadership is about. That's what I'm talking about. Good job, Ralph. Okay. Anne Marie, if you can give us a second, Rod's putting it all together. He'll put it in the chat box as he shared. Actually, it looks like he did right there.
I'm loading it up as we speak.
Thank you, boss man. I'm going to go jump to.
Nick, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and go through a quick description.
You go ahead and do
Avoid-
that. Anybody that wants to hit the Telegram thread, here's the Telegram thread. Rod, over to you.
All right, this is a very simple process. I'm going to highlight one more time, and we'll probably say it again before we're done. The beta vendor onboarding process is a selective process that we corporately are engaging in. Each of you that have been on the call with us, any call with your leader who's done a three-way call with any of the three of us, we want you to follow the process on the screen. It's the above statement that I made that's got 3 paragraphs or so. That's to describe to you the best types of vendors and the initial process. Okay. Then what you want to do is send the email at the bottom that says, "Dear Shopley onboarding team," I want you to send that email to your vendor prospect, whether they are digital or physical. Okay. Digital or physical. I want you to send them that email so that they know what they are supposed to do at this point to kick this beta process off for them is simply copy the email and send it to vendorapp@shopley.com and include the information in the middle of the page. What is their company name? What is their basic product line? What is the best contact name? What is the best contact email? And what is the best contact mobile phone? If it is a digital product, make sure they throw digital product in the subject line, okay? If it is a vendor, just a straight physical vendor, have them just say the product, or just say application to become a vendor, and use the word product vendor. Doesn't matter, but on the digital side, for sure, make sure you say digital or course creator. One of those 2 words in the subject line. Nick, does that describe it as we go forward right now?
Yes, good to go on my end. I'm gonna really quick, guys. I accidentally gave you the WhatsApp. Here's the Telegram. Apologies, we don't use the WhatsApp anymore. Here's the Telegram. So let's move into a new category here. Let's have some questions. Let's try. Go ahead and hit that WhatsApp. That Telegram. If you haven't hit the Telegram yet, I want to go through a quick calendar so everybody's on page with the exact same calendar. Let's make sure we get everybody the exact same calendar. 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. Let's talk calendar for a moment. Guys, I'm gonna have to leave the screen on my PowerPoint open because it errors when it's on Zoom right now. It crashes. So I don't want to risk a crash right now. So here we are. We are at August 7th. On August 15th, we will move into enrollment, which means on August 15th, this is when you're going to purchase your license. Remember, your license is going to be free, $499 or $800, depending on how you want to start with us. In fact, I'll even just cover this because there's so many new people on today. What each person gets with their license for a second. And unless Ron, you're going to be covering that. Are you going to be covering that, partner? Okay. So Ron's going to be covering that in a second. So no big deal. So let's go back to calendar for a moment. So you're going to upgrade. Ron is going to cover the packages in just a second. Right now, we're letting in some early vendors for beta testing. On August 15th, we're going to start week 1. Now, let's talk about just a little bit of what August 15th through August 31st is going to be. August 15th through August 31st is an opportunity for all influencer pros to get acclimated with our system. What do the buttons do? How do I refer somebody? How does this work? What's my marketing systems? How do I get this? How do I upgrade my team? We want to flush out all the important questions that everybody's going to have between that 2-week period. So coming into September 1st, we have a really great launching pad, and any volume that you create, again, any volume that you create in August is going to roll into September. It's just a head start. You're getting a head start on your volume. It's going to roll into September and away we go. So this head start, everybody, is going to position you to learn before, actually to learn while you're earning, because checks will be flowing, income will be coming. But it's critically important that we have the accurate expectations. We go live on the 15th, no stress, no panic. You got 5 days to upgrade, 5 days to lock your spot, 5 days to make sure everybody's good. And then we got the rest of August to get mastery over the system. Every week we'll add new vendors. Every week we'll add new beta test partners. Every week we'll add new videos to Shopley University. We're building this thing out over the next few weeks. September 1st is when we're going to kick the doors open and add several hundred new vendors worldwide. So we want you to have the right expectations going into this. We're going to have at least 30 or so great product vendors on August 15th. We're going to have who knows how many just submitted digital course creators on August 15th. Then we'll add another 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 products between the 15th and the end of the month. Another 100 digital vendors between the 15th and the end of the month. September 1st, we'll have a couple hundred vendors before we open it up to all the rest of the vendors. So again, we're excited, we're moving fast, we're pushing hard, but don't stress because we're purposely doing this one piece at a time. I want to bring back in my partners here, Rod and Ron. Go ahead and sound off on that calendar of the 15th through the 31st.
I'll say something first. First of all, guys, you can see the company setting the table, and we need you to help us set the table. So we love what's happening right now. You can see it's about to get abundant. It's about to get accurate. We're about to challenge all facets of the system. So very excited, guys. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, I think obviously the time frame between the 15th and the end of this month, it's really the opportunity for us to become extraordinarily educated and trained as a base leadership group for what we're launching on for, you know, the foreseeable future long-term plan for all of us. So I think that first 2 weeks, very critical for everyone to be into the training, to be a part of any Zoom that's happening, bring your teams to it. This is how we educate each other, how we tune each other up on these conversations, because, you know, in this beta test mode, there's still a lot of learning to be done. And so as we launch these beta vendors and these beta digital content creators, as we get our, let's say, get our feet wet in this process together, it's important, it's absolutely critical that we stand together with the training so that we can all take the questions that are going to come. Let me hit a couple of questions here that are being asked real quick, Nick. The email address for you to use to invite or to have a vendor ask for submission or to be considered as a beta vendor, that email is vendorapp@shopley.com. That's VENDOR app @shopley.com. That is the email for submission. Okay, and we will post the letter and also post the email information on the Telegram page momentarily. So that's where you will find it, or you can copy that and send it out. Okay.
All right, rock and roll. So thank you so much, Ron and Rod, for that information. A couple things that I'm seeing in the chat box as well. People that are still referencing, hey, I don't have full information of what this is yet. Guys, we need you to join the Telegram thread. Every video's there. You also can go to Shopley Partners YouTube. Every video's there. You also can click on the videos I sent in the chat box. A couple videos are there. We definitely want to get you caught up. Here's a really good question that was asked. Do I need to send a free invitation to my vendors? The answer is no. A vendor's a different thing. Great question. Unless that vendor wants to be also an influencer pro, launching their own affiliate channel off their product, referring people to sell, building a team to sell. That's the only reason a vendor would also be part of the invitation process. The invitation process is for people that want to do live commerce, people that want to do business development, or people that want to build a team. Okay. This has been a great call so far. Thank you guys so much. These are great questions. It's been awesome to see everybody on. We're going to take us home here with a good 15 minutes of how do I maximize or bucket in my mind the incentive plan so that I can approach this with speed and know that I'm going to be in a good place financially. So let's go ahead and bring on my partner here, Ron. I'm going to highlight you if I can and kick it over to you and let you lead the way. Let's talk incentives, brother.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much. Guys, look, this is very important. You don't have to understand every single engineered detail of the comp plan at this stage where you're at. What you need to understand is how to drive it, okay? It's like a Rolls Royce. Do you understand how to engineer a Rolls Royce? You understand just how to start it and drive it and sustain it. So today we're just going to talk about what you should do in the compensation plan to earn money, be it vendor development, be it affiliate programs, be it team building, all those kinds of things. What do I need to do? I'm going to be joined by my dear friend, Jorge Alvarado, who is a Liquor employee, and he's a dynamite human being to work with. I've known him for quite some time. He's been a great facilitator for Rod, Nick, and myself on the compensation plan. He's kind of an unsung hero, so he's going to help us quickly just touch base on what do you do. Remember, you don't have to understand all of it. I recommend that you keep learning it, though. I recommend you keep studying it because knowledge is power. You want to know the map, right? But not every single one of you needs to understand every single detail. In my career, I've seen people work comp plans all the way to the top, and they just understood how to drive it. And occasionally, they'll look down at the document, or the technical document, and to understand the detail here and there, which is important. So we want both. How's that? So Jorge, you there?
I am here, Ron. Hello, everybody. Very
Awesome.
happy to be here.
Well, first of all, we're calling this the incentive plan because there's so many various incentives in this plan. There's a lot to teach, guys, but the reason why there's a lot to teach is because there's various pillars inside the comp plan, right? So we teach them all at once. We just teach one at a time. Well, today, we're just going to teach one at a time. What do I do to earn that bonus? So there's 8 ways to earn. We're going to cover probably 3 or 4 of them and touch on the other 4 or 5. So let's go, Jorge. Next slide. First of all, you need to understand that all of the licenses and subscriptions, well, we'll get into this for a second. When Nick was talking about what you get when you come in buying a package or a subscription and or a license, you come in as an affiliate, you can see there on the screen what the affiliates get, okay? They get unlimited access to offers and promotions on Shopee.com platform. They get a buffet of options eternally kind of thing, right? So that's kind of nice. That's what they're looking for. It's a dream world for them to see all the various options, not just a one-trick pony. You can see as an influencer, you can come in. Oh, by the way, you get training as an affiliate also. Nick has been kind enough to source some of his friends who have some of the best technology in the world in terms of training you on how to use AI, how to do basic influencer, live commerce training, et cetera, social media training, mindset training, et cetera. You get that as an affiliate. It's only $9.99 for a subscription there, guys. An influencer comes in, they spend $499. They pay $29 a month subscription, $499 for the license. It also includes roughly $2,500 plus in value of more training. We call this freemium stuff. Good stuff, all the above. And this is what a lot of you have been waiting for. They talk about AI being out in front. Don't get behind, stay out front with it, okay? Then finally, the Influencer Pro. This is the one everybody's sort of gravitating to for obvious reasons, guys. You get everything. You get all the trainings again. You pay $7.99. The reason why also it's higher is because you're going to get trained on how to interact with vendors, how to nurture, sustain, approach, sell, close, get rewarded on the vendors. So that in itself is worth it. You don't want to leave that on the table. So make sure you're all coming in as an Influencer Pro. The investment is far worth it. Okay, next. So when we talk about the community bonus, remember the licenses and the subscriptions, they all get paid in the community bonus, okay? The front end. The product and services, digital, physical, et cetera, they get paid in the marketplace commissions. Now, the marketplace, many of you may refer to as a unilevel, but we're trying to change the language up a little bit and do something different. We're calling it the community bonus in the front end. That's a 3x12. And in the back end, we're calling it a marketplace commission. So when we refer to that, you'll know what we're talking about. Next. So Jorge, why don't you help me out and get started here? Just talk about the first word to get started, which we've kind of talked about. But we're going to go through each of these on the left-hand column really quickly and tell you what you need to do to get this bonus. We're going to talk about vendor development bonus. We're going to talk about affiliate influencer bonuses. And we're going to talk about team building bonuses, right?
Absolutely, yes. We will go one by one on these earning centers. But I think the most important thing here is for you to choose and to help choose your people to choose what is right for them. Some people are amazing, maybe influencers out there, YouTubers, etc., and the affiliate program may be awesome for them. Some of them are experienced team builders. The influencer option is perfect for them. But if all of the above, plus they're open to a new concept, never seen before, but at least by me in this 30 years, to be an influencer pro, you can also add to have an opportunity by bringing vendors into the company and also benefit from promoting their products for each and every one of these vendors.
Yeah, I guarantee you, once you start looking around, you go, oh my gosh, I know that vendor and that vendor, that vendor. So don't be left behind. Just make sure you make that investment to get the Influencer Pro so you have the whole ball of wax. Next. So let's talk about the direct bonus. Next slide. You can see that all three positions, all three statuses get you the direct bonus. The direct bonus is everything you refer, you're going to get paid on, right, Jorge?
Yeah, every time that you refer a product to a customer, hey guys, how many times we haven't said it to somebody that we know, maybe I bought this mug or whatever in Amazon or whatever a platform, and that person goes there and buys it, right? How much did you make? Here you have the opportunity to just send them a link. Even if you are not the seller of that mug or whatever, they can buy it and you get a reward. The vendor is going to determine how much they want to pay to the referrer of each product.
Now, remember, as you look at various products, the vendor determines how much you make in this direct bonus. So make sure you're looking, you're knowing what you're getting into as you start. If that product resonates with you, that business model, the pricing, the direct bonus resonates with you, go for it and go for it with full-on vengeance, right? So this is a direct bonus paid to affiliates, influencers, and influencer pros. Next.
And you know what, guys? I can do that all day long because I buy a lot of stuff and recommend a lot of stuff.
Yes,
Next
you do.
one. License bonus, Ron.
Yes, this is a license bonus, guys. Now, this is important because we're about to capitalize on this right now. So the license bonus is when we're all going to upgrade here in the next week and a half, right? We're going to upgrade. So remember, when you are an influencer, you're going to make 15% on the licenses. If you're an influencer pro, you're going to make 15 plus 5, 20%. And you'll also absorb the additional 5% that the influencers left on the table. So again, another reason to come in as an influencer pro. Jorge, tell them how often this pays.
So this is going to be paid weekly. And this is very straightforward. Maybe the illustration here, it's a little bit big, but let me tell you what it means. As Ron said, every time that you refer someone who gets a license to be an influencer pro, or a vendor, you get paid 20% if you're an influencer pro. If you're an influencer, you get paid 15%. What happens to the other 5%? We'll go find the enroller of that influencer to give it to them if they are an influencer pro.
Awesome. So again, another reason to come in as an influencer pro guys. Very powerful. Next. So now we're on to the community bonus, and this is what everybody's really intrigued with because it's kind of a global community thing. You can see we're talking to so many countries now. How powerful and compounded does it become now that everybody's in the same conversation on the global bonus? This is powerful. So this one has some interesting twists to it. Next slide, please. So how do you know how much you're going to get paid on the community bonus? Well, it really has to do with your status in the marketplace, how you're doing in the marketplace. So you could see when you're qualified as a catalyst or whatever, look at what you can make far to the left. Thank you, Jorge. You have the cursor right there. The catalyst can make up to $500 for having one customer personally qualifying. Did you hear this, guys? A catalyst can make up to $500 for having one customer and staying active in this whole plan. So imagine that just happening to tons and tons of people who say, man, I want to get after this. I want to go to the next levels, the next levels, the next levels. T1 could make up to 1,000, T2, 2,000, T3, 4,000. And this is how you dictate how you're going to earn in the community bonus, right, Jorge?
That's correct. So the previous slides, guys, this is showing how to achieve each one of these statuses. We don't need to get deep into this. It's going to be very organically, it's going to organically take you to one step at a time. But what is important here to highlight on the community bonus is this. This is based on an organization that is created alternate or in parallel to your referrer tree, which is going to limit each one of the persons to have only three people connected to each other. What does that mean? That means that if you are bringing into the company, let's say 20, 30, 40 influencers, and I'm doing the same, etc., we're going to waterfall some of these people underneath others. And that way we create our own support system for the whole community, and that's why it's called the community bonus. Now, this community bonus is going to let you earn from those volumes that are adding up for subscriptions and licenses. You can earn 7% on all of these people. Now, let me put it, sit down, guys, because this number is going to shock you. You can earn 7% up to 12 levels deep on this structure. This structure, which we call the community connections, can help you earn from up to almost 1 million people. That doesn't mean that you're enrolling or bringing 1 million people. This is the whole Shoply community helping each other to grow. And the fact that you accepted that invite is saving you a seat on that community. But by the way, only influencers and influencer pros can make it to this community connections structure.
Yeah, it's powerful, guys. You can see how powerful this is. And this is how we talk about uniting humanity, bringing them together in commerce that never sleeps. You're looking at it on screen right now. Very, very powerful. Thank you, Jorge. Next slide, please. Now, there's a check match on this. So the people that you personally enroll, no matter where they go in the community bonus, no matter where they go, you can get a check match on them as well, both at Influencer and Influencer Pro. Very, very powerful. I won't go into that, but I'll just say it this way. Just make sure you're enrolling some people, getting them going, because you're going to get the money will find you in these matches. You can look that up in the document later. Next slide. Okay, the marketplace commissions. Now, many of you might refer to it as a unilevel. We're trying to, again, change the tone and call it the marketplace commission. The marketplace commission plays influencers and influencer pros. And you can see that this is kind of the general look at what the marketplace looks like. It'll pay up to 5 levels deep. It has a differential bonus. It can go all the way to the very end if you want it to. It just simply looks at right statuses in this whole plan, and it pays you overrides all the way down. If there's no status, it'll pay you 15% all the way down. So it's a very powerful way to get paid. Jorge, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I just want to add something that is very interesting, at least for me. When we were talking about the community bonus, we were talking about how to pay out those licenses and subscriptions to the whole community for Shoply. But here we're talking about how to pay all the products and services, digital products, physical products, everything that vendors will bring into the company. Maybe we will start with a couple of dozen products, maybe 1 year or 2 years from now, there will be thousands of products. All of the products that people are buying are paid to the community, to the marketplace, according to this. When you see these numbers, imagine each one of these waves, we like to call them, these levels, these waves of people. The first wave is the people that you invited. The second wave is people that they invited. And that includes all the purchases from their customers, from their affiliates who are bringing a lot of customers. And even if the vendor is also buying, then all of that is encompassing into one single wave. You get 5 waves deep, and then the party begins with the status differentials, which would allow you to get even deeper in waves inside of your marketplace.
Right. So it's a very logical way of paying you deep the right way and just capitalizing on what's left on the table. Now the vendor development bonus, well, many of you are excited about this. Rod sort of talked about the vendors coming on right now. How important is this in the plan, guys? This is a very cool facet I think we've all fantasized about. What if the big giants, the big conglomerates like Amazon and others were to pay 40% or 45% or 35% or 50% even back to the people? We probably wouldn't be on the Zoom, would we? But the cool thing is when you develop a vendor, you can get paid on everything that vendor sells on our platform forever, not just you and your group, but to everyone's group. And this is 3% of the CV that you'll get paid eternally on this whole product. Anything you want to add to that?
I just want to highlight something you already said, Ron. Guys, here we're talking about getting a piece of the pie from a vendor that you like because you like that vendor, you brought them into the company. And it doesn't matter if the customers who are buying that product are or are not part of your organization. It doesn't matter. This is worldwide. We are already in close to 150 countries maybe. And all of this can be just an amazing source of residual income for you.
Next, there's also matchings here, guys, on this as well. So let's say you did not bring the vendor, but somebody you did brought the vendor. Guess what? There's a match there. We won't go to the details, but again, it just finds the right people, gives the right amount of money, logically, residually, etc. Thank you. Next. And then, of course, there's a global pool that's paid annually, and this is for certain top ranks. The company takes a service fee off of every transaction that happens. It's going to take a percentage of that and put it in a pool globally at the end of the year. Boom, it's going to give it to the right people who do the right things for the right reasons, and they'll just feel like they're getting paid on everybody in the company again. So it's kind of like a community bonus, but for the people who are really achieving those higher ranks and leading the way. So with that, Jorge, anything you want to add? You guys see this is a very simple plan. All you got to do is work on it, team building, vendor relations, influencer relations, getting on camera. I'll give you some advice that I've talked to my people about, and you don't have to take it, but look, in the beginning, this is new. So make sure you have your subscription, your license on, ready to go. From there, you're going to pick a product perhaps or products on the platform you're going to get for the community bonus as well, for the marketplace bonus, sorry. You're going to make sure you pick a product and qualify. From then, you're qualified. You got it all zipped up. Now you start diversifying into the influencer Zooms, into the vendor development, and just go to those dimensions that we're not used to, folks. How cool is this? So with that, Jorge, thank you so much. You guys can see that it's very comprehensive. If you just focus on one facet at a time, it's an easy conversation to have. So just focus on one at a time and learn it and go and just know what you're going to be doing. Make sure you're recruiting like crazy using these invites. In closing, I want to just play you guys a little short video. Maybe it'll kick off the snapshot. But the video is just basically to help you understand that we're going somewhere big. And we're going to all do it together. And in return, we're going to say to you guys, make sure you declare during these videos what your X is going to be between now and the 15th. What your X is going to be. Is it going to be 10X, 20X? Is it going to be 5X, 4X? It doesn't matter. But in closing, I want to play for you a video that we have tons of these, by the way. They're going to be dripping out there in the social media space with you and through you. Go ahead, Jorge, hit it.
Unique. A generational idea. Category creating business solution for the career-minded entrepreneur. Now, a reality. Abundant. Create a full-time income in your spare time. Live your dreams all the time. Intuitive. Don't drown following outdated, oversaturated business verticals. For as of today, they are limiting. Get out from behind the problem and start winning in front of the solution. Shop. Set up shop now. The world is coming. We are Shoply. A shopper's dream come true.
Awesome. So Nick, I'm going to turn it back to you because I know we're just dipping into now the snapshot, but I'll turn it back to you for any comments you might have. Thank you, guys.
Hey, no problem. In fact, this is obviously priority. We can pull back and cancel on the snapshot for today. Not a problem on the presentation. let's wrap up strong. We still got 400 and plus odd people that are hanging in there. We've answered 100 questions. We've clicked in there like crazy. We just had a chance to go over some great incentives from Ron and Jorge as a recap of what to focus on, where the money's pulled from, just little basics and tidbits, etc. So let's talk about a plan leaving here and what are your next steps. On August 9th, here is an announcement that I missed earlier in the calendar. On August 9th, 2 days from now, we will be live streaming an event at headquarters in Dallas. It'll be on this Zoom link right here, 1:15 p.m. CDT, 1:15 p.m. CDT, Friday, the 9th. It'll be a 3-hour to 4-hour Zoom. You're going to hear different sections from different speakers. There'll be 300 people coming in from 40 different countries. This is the last time we're getting together in Dallas before the launch of the company. This is the last, the event is called The Last Dance Part 3. It's our third version, Last Dance event. I'm putting that into the chat right now so you guys know it is on this Zoom right here. Any of you guys who want to be a part of this, we would love for you guys to be a part of it. Log in, watch 10 minutes of it, 3 hours of it, whatever it is that you want to do. Couple of things on the recap here. Let's end with invitations. Let's just do things that you were taught today. We're ready for digital vendors to submit. We have handpicked 30 friendly product vendors. Once we get them onboarded, we'll open up to more product vendors. Rod, anything to sound off on that?
Yes, I actually, Nick, apologize. I deleted your messages so that the flow on the notes on the chat can be seen directly by everybody there. It's critical to understand. The vendor is sending the email in to vendorapp@shopley.com. And the email request I will put into the body of the chat one more time. Very simple. All it is the vendor saying, please submit back to me the information I need to proceed as a beta vendor. Okay, so the vendor sends the email in, they receive communication back. It's imperative that everybody that's talking to vendors will have had a conversation with them first. The team will not be answering questions for vendors, but rather will be engaging them in the process for becoming a beta vendor out of the gate. Okay, so don't expect them to say, yeah, here's what Shopley is, and here's how you do this, and here's what you can do. You need to have had that conversation with the vendor earlier. All right, Nick, I'm going to continue with this so that all of it's in one spot.
Okay, when you're done, let me know and I'll send away. Other things we talked about today. We talked about the calendar, the 15th through the 31st. We're going to be upgrading the 15th through the end of the 20th. It's about a 5.5 day window. So you want to make sure that you are ready to go. Your funds are straight. You're ready to rock. You got your $800 ready to go, and it's game time. We talked about the invitation process really extensively. We've added 10 invites to everybody. Excuse me, an extra 10. So now it's 20 invites every time you go. All of you guys should be out there looking to 10x where you're at today. If you're at 7 total in your team, go to 70. If you're at 70, go to 700. If you're at 700, go to 7,000. It's time to rally. It's time to go. The last minute push. Let's get our hearts involved. Let's get passionate about this. Let's spread the word. And we posted a bunch of links for people who maybe need to get caught up on the basics of what is Shopley, what's the snapshot, what's the videos. You can see that at the top of the chat box. Just scroll up to the top. So, we've got a lot of amazing things happening, but we're only as amazing as you are. We can only go as fast as you can go. We can only be as successful as you can be. We are one. We're one family. We're one team. We're one company. All of us working together. All of us pulling together, creating the most special company that's ever been created before. I hope you're ready for the ride of a lifetime. I hope you're ready to do something you've never done before with people you've never done it with before, to be positioned in a place financially that you've never been before. Rod, I'm good in terms of final message, but I want everyone to get a chance. We're going to end there. Good luck, everybody. Check the chat box. There's a bunch of stuff in there to grab a hold of, things that you need, little bits and pieces. We'll keep the Zoom open for a couple minutes for you to copy and paste anything you need to. Rod, it looks like you got something to share. Over to you, brother.
Yeah, I'm just gonna open up the chat for 2 seconds to make sure that you can cut and paste that. But just remember, everyone, we are going to push this information on the vendor email for being considered as a beta. We'll push this to the Telegram channel as well. The chat is open for a minute right now for you to copy and paste the last 4 or 5 things in there so that you know the process. Okay, back to you, Nick. I'm done. Appreciate everyone here on the call. Thank you so much.
Goodbye, everybody. Take care. We'll leave this open for a couple more minutes, but we're wrapped up.